Boom, 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 shakalaka. Oh, look at me. I forgot to put the screen on. What? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy to have you all with us. Over 100 people already live, guys. Thank you all. I appreciate it more than you know. We got a lot to do today. We got two streams, not one, two streams today, guys. We got a guest, a good friend of mine coming on. We're getting to that in a minute. We've also got a huge day for markets. I'm telling you, at the end of today, we're either going to be new all-time highs or in a recession. Okay, I'm just joking about that. But this is a very crucial day for markets. And the stock market's showing it. If we come over here and take a look at the NASDAQ, represented by QQQ, we had these highs at the beginning of June. 2 days ago, we covered it up in this spot right here. And we have rejected. The market just opened. We are at 733. What's going to happen? Are we putting in a lower high and going to make a lower low? We got to see. We got to see. I made a good chunk of money buying puts on the way down. I'm not in anything yet. But if you want to know what I'm doing when I'm doing it, guys, use the link, the QR code. That'll get you in the Discord. Join the Finance Freeman family. We would absolutely love to have you. We've got new Fed Chair Kevin Warsh speaking today. We're going to be live streaming it, guys. It's going to be a banger. Okay, it's going to be a banger. It's going to be a very big deal. Here this morning, we're going to talk about what to expect. We've got Trump at the G7. We've got ceasefire supposed to be officially signed tomorrow. And we've got crypto a little hesitant. So we're going to go over all this, guys. As always, if you're over on YouTube, I appreciate it. Please click the like button and subscribe. Join the Finance Freeman family. And if you're over on X, please like the stream and follow us as well. Maybe give it a little retweety tweet. In fact, if anybody likes some free money, some free dinero, I've got a guest coming on here in a little bit, Rachel on Chain. She's a good friend of mine. She's somebody that's obviously a content creator, but also owns her own business, On Chain Media. And she does a lot to help creators, and she's very deep into base. And so I kind of want to talk to her about not only who she is, but also dive into where base is going. There's been a lot of changes with base recently, and nobody really knows the ecosystem or the people involved better than her. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this. But there is a giveaway that we're doing, $25 USDC. If you are interested, easy instructions, they're right here. You can find them on my X page, guys. But very excited to have Rachel on in a little bit. But before we get into that, let's break down the crypto markets. We have Ethereum outpacing the herd just a little bit, which is interesting to me. It is interesting. But I said a couple of days ago, guys, that it was the first time I had considered the prospect of, is the low end? Is the low end for the markets? And I've thought about that a lot. And I still say no. And I want to dive into my thesis a little bit on that. Everything looks super strong. And I think this is a very good time to find the strongest of altcoins and go from there, right? Hyperliquid, super strong. Near Protocol is showing super strong. Bittensor, super strong. But I tell you what, the community seems like a whole bunch of, teenage girls fighting over a boy sometimes. So I think we need to get that under control. And after that, the tech can speak for itself and everything. But yeah, the community kind of bickers. It's like if you're trying to get people to come into your family, right? You're like, yeah, I want to, come live with me in a frat house or something, and you're like arguing all the time. It's like, why would I want to go there? You know? So got to get that under control for sure. Got to get that under control for sure, guys. But wife made me a banger iced coffee. Dang, your boy needs to get that Retta stuff going on, boy. I'm thin a little bit. But I want to come over here and break down before we get into the Fed and everything. Where is it? So it's this post. It's a funny post, basically. But he's talking about, long story short, comparing the AI bubble to the dot-com bubble. And you can see it looks a very, very similar. Almost in an eerie context, how similar it looks. Now, the difference between AI and dot-com bubble is that dot-com bubble did not have the earnings, okay? You have P to E ratio, price over earnings, right? So the dot-com bubble did not have the earnings. It only had the price. So it was a valuation bubble. The AI bubble, it has a good price, but it's justified by the current and future projected earnings. The problem that could arise is if CapEx spending slows down, then that earnings goes down, right? Which then makes the company more expensive, which then means the P has to go down, right? The price has to go down. And so we could be in not a valuation bubble, but an earnings bubble where it doesn't last. You know, keep in mind, the stock market looks out 15, 20 years. So what if those earnings only last for a year, 2 years, right? And then the demand for chips goes down and everything with this CapEx spending. And so this is amazing, the correlation between these two. And you can see here there was a lot of sharp drops, and people bought the dip because they're used to buying the dip, and when you buy the dip, you make money. And then boom, another sharp drop. And then finally it was the point of no return, right, where it dropped down. And you could see this all happened from about the beginning of 1999, and it capitulated fully in 2001. And so this is where I would be looking for a rotation into software. I do not think it's going to be as massive as this. I think that the markets are more mature. I think that they're more manipulated. They're just not going to let them go down as far. However, I do think we are due for a correction. And there's really no better time than to do a correction than when a new Fed chair comes in. If you go back and look at the Fed chairs that came in when the lady that was under, who was it, Janet Yellen, when she came in, when Jerome Powell came in the first time under Trump, when he was reconfirmed under Biden, the market test them. The market test them, and this is a Fed chair that has a completely different way of going about monetary policy. He wants to lower interest rates and lower the balance sheet. And that's like an oxymoron when you consider what the Federal Reserve typically operates under. And so when we look at that, it's a completely different way of viewing everything. And I think that the market could test him. And because of that, I think we will get another low in crypto. I think we will get another low in crypto. I'm still sticking by that thesis. I think that we have one final capitulation to go. The capitulation that finally makes everyone quit. The capitulation that makes people say, I am done. I am done. Crypto's a scam. I don't want anything to do with it. That's what I think. So relative to last cycle, where we had 1 drop, 2 drop, and 3 drop, I think we are now kind of looking at, 1 drop, or 1, 2, and 3. So I kind of think we're setting up for this right here. So I do think we're closer to the bottom, but it wouldn't surprise me if we settle out. My target's ultimately been the 40, 45K range. I don't think I'm going to wait that long. But, if we could tag 50K, I'll be a buyer. But it could go lower, right? But that is why I think we are ultimately going lower. We're going to be live streaming this today, guys. I'm super, super excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a banger. The Jerome Powell ones used to do amazing. And this one, I'm sure, is going to be great. That's why really the only meme coin I'm trading right now. We had the account up to 10K. Now we're down a little bit, shuffling, duffling, figuring out what's working, finding out the next meta. But, dude, this is like 50K market cap. It's been around for months. This is Kevin Warsh. So this is kind of my beta to everything. If this guy screws up the markets, then hopefully this beta flies. But Small is in there, a good wallet. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Ooh, I wanted to show this, but a reason why I do not think we are going perpetually lower, why we are going into a multi-year bear market, is because I just don't think they're going to let it happen. I truly, truly don't. I think that they're going to use all their tools, and we are going to have a bull market of bull markets throughout the rest of Trump's term. And normally it's not the, Goldman Sachs of the world holding the bag at the end of the day. Typically it's you and me. Ain't that great how that works? It's typically you and me. And you can see institutional investors are extremely bullish on stocks. Last week, hedge funds recorded their largest weekly purchase of U.S. equities since November 2025. Okay, so that's in about 7 months. This was primarily led by short covering rather than outright long purchases. So that is something to put an asterisk by. This was people, remember, when you cover a short, you buy. When you cover a long, you sell. This also marks the 4th consecutive weekly purchase, And so this is something to keep an eye on. This is something to keep an eye on. But I don't think they are going to let this happen. And I want to listen to this clip from Fox News with Elon Musk. I think his thesis on inflation, what inflation is spot on. And I believe we are going to see a lot of this being argued today by the Fed chair, that artificial intelligence is going to accelerate goods and services, and why artificial intelligence is going to be deflationary. And if we do get into a time of deflationary because of a surplus in goods and services, then the Fed has to try to induce inflation to offset that. You do not want a deflationary economy, just like you don't want a super hyperinflation economy, which could lead us into a golden era with money printing, and we could be more in 1996 versus 1999 in terms of the dot-com bubble. And so let's take a listen to this that Fox News posted over on Twitter.
So inflation is going to happen no matter what. If you increase the money supply, you get inflation.
Right.
So there's not some magical cure for getting rid of inflation, except to increase the productivity, the output of goods and services. So if you say like what is money? You've got these sort of it's basically numbers in a database that sum up to some total. Then you've got the output of goods and services of the economy, and as long as the ratio of money to ratio of goods and services stays, if that stays constant, you have no inflation. If you add more money, if you add money to the system faster than you increase goods and services, right, then you have inflation. So all of these COVID sort of stimulus bills were not paid for. They just generated more currency, more money was created because the federal government, the checks always pass, unless you hit a debt limit, which there's probably going to be some debt limit crisis later this year. But provided you haven't hit the debt limit, the federal government, unlike state governments or city governments or individuals, can simply issue more money, and that's what they did. I mean, as the old saying goes, there's no free lunch. So if you could just issue massive amounts of money without negative consequences, why don't we just take that to the limit and make everyone a trillionaire? They tried that in Venezuela. How'd that work out?
Well, they had to eat zoo animals.
Right. It's not good. There's no.
God gave him the perfect amount of autism, like the pico perfect amount. And I'm somebody very familiar with autism. I'm just joking, guys. But Elon is amazing in my eyes. I think he is the best entrepreneur we've potentially ever had in the world. But what he's saying is true. And when you hear Elon Musk talk about artificial intelligence and talking about this universal basic income and that working will be voluntary and that everyone will live in abundance, it sounds like utopian, which it is utopia. But when we look at what he's really saying, he's saying there's going to be an acceleration of productivity of goods and services, which would be deflationary. All right. That's what my buddy Anthony Pompliano keeps talking about, that it'll be deflationary. And so we could see a time over the next 4 to 10 years, or now through 10 years, that we get inflation coming down a lot. In fact, going negative, where the Fed has to try to induce some form of inflation because goods and services productivity is so huge. Now, we still have a lot of bottlenecks in this. The number one bottleneck being energy, being power, which is where I think we have some really big opportunities. And I'm yet to see a crypto project try to solve it. I've seen a couple wanting to tokenize energy, but we hear Elon talk about energy is the only currency. Energy is the only currency that matters. The number one bottleneck in AI is energy. And so energy, that's what I'm really interested in kind of pivoting to. This right here is Oklo. This is nuclear energy. And I'm watching that kind of broke down. This was on my list of stocks that I posted at $43 in my Discord. I have a list of quantum stocks and a list of nuclear energy stocks. I think those are both huge. But so we could be going into a time of abundance. But none of this happened randomly. If we take a look at the Iran conflict deal, the ceasefire, Trump wanting that to go, so smoothly, the reason is because it has been causing high inflation. We've seen CPI go up. We've seen PPI go up. You fill it at the gas pump. Everything's expensive. When oil goes up, everything is expensive. And Scott Bessent and Trump and team, they did a great job at artificially keeping that lower. But it's not a coincidence that that is settled prior to today, so that Kevin Warsh can go out and say, look, this high inflation that we've had, the problem that was causing that, it's over. It's over. Oil's going down. It's down to the lowest price it's been in 4 months. Oil is going down. And on top of that, meaning we will have low inflation, we have this artificial intelligence wave coming that is going to be a deflationary atmosphere, a deflationary environment. And with that, the Fed might have to curb deflation, not inflation. And so today it's very, very big on the tone that Warsh has. It's not expected that he's going to cut interest rates, but his tone. We need to be watching the bond market, how the bond market moves. Equities and crypto are going to move from that. But it wouldn't surprise me if the market's testing. If the market's testing. You know, if you're into gambling, this is the 0 day to expiration option time. But it would not surprise me if the market's testing. Uh-oh. We got our guest coming up in about 10 minutes, guys. Excited about that. Let's see. Let's look at this. Yeah, and reminder, guys, we have a giveaway. If you're just joining, we got about 200 people in here. If you're just joining, you can go over on X. We've got this giveaway going on over here. We'll announce the winner of the giveaway probably tonight. I'll probably announce it after the stream that we do for the FOMC. And so you can join that right here. I posted it yesterday and retweeted it last night. So you can definitely go find that. But let's see how the market's cooking. We've been open for about 30 minutes. So this was the open. And so if I'm trading the daily, like lower time frame, I like to put where we opened at, which was right here. What you often see is this. But I'm kind of wanting to watch how the market moves and then potentially go the other direction prior to FOMC. Let's see. NASDAQ S&P 500 futures gain ahead of Kevin Warsh's first Fed meeting. Why SPX? Yeah, guys, I'm not going to lie. I traded that wrong. I mean, it's hard to complain because I still made a good amount of money. But I thought I was a genius on Friday. I thought I was a genius on Friday when I sold at 175. Let's see. I thought I was a genius selling at 175 because the top was 176. So I thought I was a genius, right? I had 113 shares. So I bought at 135 IPO, sold at 175. That's about a $4,500 profit, which was in a matter of 4 hours, right? So definitely nothing to sneeze at. However, I could have been up instead of 4,500, probably 12 grand had I waited to sell yesterday. This was a low float, 4% float, no sell pressure, bundled by Elon Musk company. And so I messed up on that. I still think it could be a good opportunity if we do get a drop today, even back to this level. I think it could be a good opportunity for a long over the next couple of weeks. And so I want to see how that goes. But I definitely messed up my SpaceX trade. Even though I made 4,500. I could have messed up less or could have made more money. Let's see what's pop-a-lopping in the news. Imagine you didn't sell on a... Yeah. What's up, dude? Your setup is a AS... What is ASMR? Eyes and the tap on the keyboard. Can you hear my keyboard? Can y'all hear it? It's kind of a loud one. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll like the... Maybe I like it. Guys, y'all got to go follow Mintcoiner on X. Underrated page. Look at this stuff. Look, pretty funny, right? Tell me you're not financial advice. And she just posts some funny stuff. Let me try to find. About time to watch the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan again to get some perspective. Just wait until being neurodivergent is uncool again and how many people backpedal and say they were just kidding. One X step date I like is getting to see my friends' responses to viral posts. It feels like we are more in this together. I sleep well knowing the magician beef has been squashed. The cabal chat is probably lit. I think I commented under this. I was like, yeah, that's what the Trump meme coin launch room looked like. Very funny, especially some of her replies. Wait. Oh, that's really that Bobby? See, I would listen to it, but I don't want to get copyrighted. Uh-oh. Let's see what Trump's saying.
We'll go back to shooting.
Now final, or are you still?
No, it's not final. It's a memorandum of understanding. And if I don't like it, we'll go back to shooting at them, dropping bombs on their head.
When do you expect the word?
If I don't like it, if they don't behave, we'll go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head. Okay? Because they've misbehaved for 47 years. All right?
Does it include?
But nobody could have made this deal. I mean, the JCPOA done by Obama, he handed him $1.7 billion in cash, gave him hundreds of millions of dollars, gave him billions and billions of dollars, but he gave him.
Guys, he looks tired. I seen something earlier. I thought it was funny. Whether you like him or not, I do like my president talking like this. It's at the G7.
Hello, I'm the boss.
I'm the boss. Whether you like it or not. Yeah, it's interesting how everything's played out recently. Honestly, I'm glad they're out of Iran, though. I just want the economy to go the way I want it to go. SpaceX option. Man, I looked at options. Potential shorts is expensive. New addition to Coinbase prediction markets. Combos are going live. Roll up several okay, so this is like, what do they call it when you do that? Parlays? Is that parlays? When you get multiple things? mantra. You know, I still think it's interesting that Ton decided to do a rebrand right now. It seems kind of unneeded, if I'm being completely honest with you. It seems it should pop up, right? Graham. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. I really don't. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. We're about to get our guest up, guys. Before we do that, let me look at it real quick. Graham. Let's put our Freeman chart monster on it. Let's see. Okay, what is this? 15-minute time frame. Indicator. $1.60. Getting close. If you want to go low time frame, I'd be more interested in this time frame. And I'll make this available soon to everybody where you can just clickety-clack. Okay, cool. So our key main level has hit for Ton. So I would expect the low to be in. Basically, the way I look at this is if the low is in and we go higher. If this breaks, then we can expect a macro low, right? Like another macro low within this channel. But, however, I do expect the low is in. So, guys, let's get over it. We have a good friend of mine coming up. I'm very excited about this. We have Rachel from On-Chain Media coming up. She is in California, so I know it is very early. She's 2 hours ahead of me, and she was up before me. I checked my phone when I woke up, and she's like already messaging me like, "Hey, I'm up. Let's go. Let's go. Hurry up, Freeman. What are you doing? You lazy bum. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up." But yeah, she's done a lot of awesome things. She owns this On-Chain Media, which started off mainly as a base thing, but I think she's growing and get to more. This Own the Doge. She's a very big part of this and travels to Japan, I believe, to do that multiple times a year. I went on her show recently. So, guys, let's get into HVAC India skills. Is BTC going upside? We'll get into it in a little bit. We broke down the BTC chart yesterday, and we can break it down a little bit. Let me get all prepped. Open my shaker bottle. Let's see how smooth of a transition I can do, guys. We got 250 people in here. Shout out to bro. Oh my gosh. What a bozo. What a complete bozo, guys. My mouse died. Give me a second. Okay, guys. I keep my charger here so I can always charge my mouse and my keyboard. And my son took it. And so now he's grounded. No Pokemon cards. No Pokemon cards for a week. I'm just joking. We ripped a lot of packs yesterday. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But what a doofus. Let's see how smooth we can do this. Bing. Bing. Ah, it worked out. Let's see if I can What's up, Rachel? How are you doing?
Okay, smooth transition. Wow,
Smooth.
I'm getting a Telegram call the second I'm going live from Taco. Should we take it?
From Taco?
Taco, you know Taco?
Who's that? Take it.
All right, we're gonna take it for some live entertainment. Okay, we're gonna do a little unorthodox thing today. Hey Taco, I am currently live. Not sure if the audience can hear you. I'm live with Finance Freeman right now. Figure we do a little unorthodox call, live calling. I feel like we're running a radio show right now. Not sure if the audience can hear you, but Taco, much love, man. They can't hear you. Yeah, but tap in for the stream. We're doing a giveaway. He said, long-time listener, first-time caller. If you guys have not seen Taco, he goes to every crypto conference around the world. He has a string of lanyard of every single conference he's been to. Like 6'2", can't miss the guy. Incredible creator, super connector. I will connect you, Finance Freeman. But yeah, unorthodox. We just started the stream. Taco called in, so first time caller. What is it? Multi-time listener, first time caller.
Yeah, I thought about actually setting something like that up where people could call in, or people could, now I don't know what kind of questions, right? You kind of got to have some way of screen out, or just go it like a Bill O'Reilly. F it, we're doing it live.
Taco, we're going to chat later. They can't hear you. I'll call you right back when we're done here, okay? Much love. He wants to give back, though. I think he wants to throw in on this giveaway or something.
I don't know if we met.
He wants to give FIFA tickets. So Taco, DM me. We'll see what's happening in the background. We are doing giveaway today, so let's circle back. Much love, Taco. You're a legend. Hope you're enjoying Singapore, and we are going back to our live show. All right, unorthodox, but wanted to start off with some love for one of our creators, who is in Singapore.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I know it's early.
This is early for me, you guys. 7:08 a.m. Pacific time. If you are tuning in, I have a call to action for each and every one of you. Retweet the stream right now, okay? I got a matcha with a double shot of espresso today, you guys, for this. It's the least you could do. We're giving away free money, okay? I have copious amounts of caffeine. So let's go. Let's have a good time. It's going to be a good morning. And yeah, really, Finance Freeman, Cali gang, let's go. Yeah, this was just one of those shows, Finance Freeman, the call to action went out, invited me on the show, and it's Finance Freeman, you guys. You got to answer the call. He came on my show recently, and listen, when it comes to supporting other creators in the space, I don't take that lightly. Finance Freeman knows this. And anything I could do to support, to amplify. I got my community rating this right now. So we'll see more on-chain media family coming in.
Awesome.
Let's run it up, guys.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that a little bit. For anyone that might not know you, I went over a couple things on chain media, and I think that kind of started off more of a base thing. I don't know if you're branching that from base to kind of more crypto in general, but you've always been one to want to help creators. When we were at ETH Denver, we talked about that recently that you had something. So just tell us your journey. I was talking to someone yesterday that was interested in getting into content creation, right? And
yeah.
So what's your journey look like? I don't even know if I know that story of how'd you originally get into creating content? And then what is on-chain media that you have developed here and been successful for a few years now?
Yeah, great question. And by the way, shout out to everybody in the comments. The chat is active. Wow. Loving the comments. So, okay. Those of you who have followed my journey, I mean, we're now speaking to Finance Freeman's audience. We have some on-chain media folks, but for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rachel. I go by Rachel on Chain. I've been in the space for half a decade now. Okay. So like 20 crypto years, I could say.
It's worse than dog years. Yeah.
I don't know where to begin, start, and end. I guess I'll say what got me inspired about the space. Okay, first thing that really the light bulb went off for me, and I know it's a different meta now. It's not something it's still around. DAOs really struck me as something that excited me about a new way to work collectively as individuals, kind of getting away from the hierarchical organizational structures of traditional Web 2 companies. So that was very exciting to me. Almost like this experimental, like fringe culture that I discovered many years ago. And, you know, if you want to go back way back to a previous life, I mean, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always loved starting companies. I just live and breathe for that. I love creating value, solving problems for people. That is like so core to my identity. It's like that's like just who I am. So started my first company back in 2019, Elixir of Life Juice. So I started a juice company, you know, and then the pandemic happened. Realized, okay, a lot of people want to prioritize health, wellness, you know, immunity. And I realized, okay, and this is something about entrepreneurship. If you're tuning into this and this resonates, during times where, like, even now we're you know, I don't know if you want to call it a bear market, down cycle, things haven't been great. I mean, things have been recovering, but what I will say is that there are opportunities. Okay, don't subscribe to the gloom and doom. You can create your own opportunities. I did this during COVID by starting a juice company, and I had no idea what it would be. I didn't know if it would be a hobby, but I did a juice cleanse during that time and felt really good. And I thought, okay, this is a gift that I can give back to people. Started off with a little Instagram story like, hey, I'm making like ginger shots. Anybody want any? I did get a lot of interest. Eventually, my products were ordered. A friend of mine was doing music video sets. I'm based in Southern California for Diplo several years ago. He said, hey, just somebody I knew, you know, from life. It was like, we want 2 of everything off your menu minus the beet juice. They faded the beet juice. So I just made everything. I did this full crazy order. One thing led to another. I ended up in stores in Southern California for my first company, Nice Guys Vegan. If you guys know Nice Guys Vegan, it's a chain restaurant. Got my products into that store. Got into Organic Junkie, Riverside. So really have been active in the Southern California scene. And we'll get into the Bay Area too, because I've gone up there and had my my stint in various work as well. But yeah, that first journey into entrepreneurship. Here's my advice to anybody that's starting out. There is no playbook. I mean, you can watch videos, you can look online. Until you're actually in it, doing it, you have no idea the level of work, dedication, strength it takes, and the hours. Okay, you can go from working 40 hours a week at a job to, like, you know, 100, but whatever, what feels like 130 hours running a business. So I learned that from the beginning. Another lesson I learned very early on, you can only go so far alone. And I think running a company, running a business, you have to delegate, you have to ask for help. So I started to do that. And the first employee of my first company now supports on-chain media, has followed along for years and supported. So it's cool to see like worlds kind of merging. You know, I started off with holistic wellness and in a previous life, art school, studying more creative arts. So I have a bit of an unorthodox journey into crypto, which I feel like many of us do. So I don't know how unorthodox it is, but I feel like we all had this trajectory for our lives, right? And then we discovered crypto, and we're like, okay, we're like, you know, I also worked as a senior account manager at a credit monitoring company, as Web 2 as it gets, you know, managing customer service representatives, and but I'm grateful for those times because it taught me the foundational skills that I use to this day with people, with I mean, you know, just listening, doing business development, like learning how to create value in symbiotic relationships, solve problems. I'm actually really grateful for that time. You know, that was a job that taught me a lot. I trained a team internationally, really did a lot to manage our major accounts. So anyway, that's kind of like the previous life, pre-crypto. I discovered crypto, I want to say around 2021, 2020, 2021. Started watching videos more casually on YouTube. Brian Young, if you know Brian Young, started watching his stuff.
Brian Young?
Brian Jung.
Jung?
I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing
Brian
it wrong.
Jung?
Jung.
Yeah.
Brian
He's
Jung.
a good guy. He's
Yeah, I started watching his stuff back, and he might not even know this. We've never really talked. That was just the first content that I saw that I was like, okay, I think there's something here. one of my brothers was like mining Bitcoin on his high school computer. And it was just always like kind of like a blip. And like, it was always like, again, like this very fringe culture thing back in the day where it was like, you knew like the you know, couple people that would talk about it, but we're all like, what? Like, you know what I mean?
And they were on Silk Road.
And you know, I should have been buying Bitcoin instead of going to high school, apparently. But you know, so anyway, fast forward, you know, discovered DAOs, Web3, crypto, and what really made me start showing up was the people and the community. I realized that there's some incredible human beings in this space, and the people, the prospect of working together collectively, kind of like getting away from the old broken systems, right? The financial systems, the centralized organizations, hierarchical organizations. That was just all music to my ears because I had been in, you know, Web2 corporate. So yeah, just it was something that was fun to me. And you know, back then had my juice company, full-time job, discovered crypto. And I don't know if you believe in serendipity or just things aligning, but I got a full ride scholarship to ETH Denver 2021, I want to say. Her DAO sponsored full ride, hotel, everything. And this was through Harmony Protocol at the time. And then I had an interview, major layer 1 protocol back in the day, had an interview lined up to do a business development role. Then I got a speaking engagement opportunity, and I'm just starting out in my career, you know? So all of this is lining up, this yellow brick road, so to speak. And I'm like, okay, I'm in this Web2 job. It's comfortable, you know, I could stay here, or I could hop on a plane and go to ETH Denver, totally jump into the abyss of this crypto thing. And I did the latter. I left my Web2 job. I went into crypto, got the job I applied for, did my first public speaking engagement, and got a full ride scholarship to my first crypto conference. And that completely changed my life. Some of my best friends to this day, people I've collaborated with, I've done, you know, I've had so many jobs since then. I've done primarily business development roles, partnerships, B2B, sales, and I really enjoyed that because that's kind of the foundation of work I did before starting my company. You know, working in Web2 senior account management at a credit monitoring company. I'm sorry, saying that just feels like the most Web2 thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, you never know what you do in life, how it helps you later on. And you know, even you mentioned Brian Jung. You know, you found him talking about crypto, but if you go back a year before, he was talking about the best credit cards to get rewards from, you know? And so a very similar thing, you know, I went and have a bachelor's for engineering. I don't use it, you know, and then even.
But no, you learn a lot from that. There's like, I think there's parts of your brain that are active. When I speak to engineers, I'm like, you guys got some like neurological wiring. I don't know, like you
maybe a little autism.
Yeah. Touch of the tism. But you know what I found also? So I am an ADHD founder, and I feel like you got to roll with whatever your strengths are, right? Whatever your superpower is, lean into it. I just watched a video about like the two kinds of millionaires, right? There's the ones that wake up at 5 a.m., you know, ice, cold plunge, like emails, like everything spaced out for the next month, right? Then there's the ADHD founder. There's the one that has the creativity, the momentum, the energy, like you're out there. And I feel like when you lean into your strengths and stop fighting what your natural gifts are, like, I mean, for today, I mean, this is kind of a weird example. I'm up like 5 a.m. to get ready for this show. That's not the norm for me. But this is important to me, you know, like I like supporting other creators, going on other shows, cross collaborating. So, we are here. And, anyway, I'm rambling, but super grateful to be here.
No, I think it's a really interesting story. And you started your juice company.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to show you some vintage, this is like previous life stuff, man. I don't know. You asked me my story, so I'll show you. Like, this to me was a launch pad, and anyone listening, I mean, I know we're in crypto, but like, I really believe in prioritizing mental health, physical health, all of that matters. If you want to go far in life, and sorry, I'm getting into like a little motivational rant here. I apologize, guys.
That's good.
But check this out. Elixir of Life. This is my first company. By the way, no handbook. I did the graphic design. I actually hired someone to do the website, but I created all the products. I sourced the ingredients, all organic, non-GMO, glass bottles. I went the whole 9 yards to make a truly like holistic wellness juice company, right? The whole mission behind it. I know we're not talking about crypto. I'm sorry, you guys in the comments. I love you guys in the comments, by the way.
Do you still operate that company?
You know what? I had deals where my products were in stores, but I'll tell you one thing. If you watch Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary talks about this. He says he detests beverage deals. There's a lot of overhead. There's a lot of labor. Crypto, on the other hand, media, on the other hand. You know what's cool about being a creator, you guys? I love you too, Boyd. I see you, Boyd. Cloud, I love you too. Diamond, I love everybody in the comments. You guys are amazing. So what I learned is that there's a ton of overhead there. I mean, anything you do in life, anything you want to do well, there will be work associated. But what I learned with running the juice company is there is a lot of labor involved. The peeling, cutting, juicing. I can't tell you how many hours of my life I spent doing that for clients. And yeah, if you show the screen really quick, just, you know, some of my values were just sourcing quality ingredients, you know, doing good things for the planet, quarterly giving back, doing ocean cleanups, donating to nonprofits. And I really wanted this to just be something good for people and good for the planet. So that was the whole thing. That was my first company.
Yeah,
and,
it's definitely an expensive and, you know,
oh, yeah,
I know my wife
organic
buys all those
glass
juice shots,
bottles.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know Uline, right, I would source my my glass bottles and I don't know, anyone that's in business or you know, beverage business, you notice there has been a shift towards, I mean, we're ranting now about this first business, but there was a shift a lot towards plastic bottles due to, you know, just cutting overhead costs. Glass bottles are not as cheap. But I felt that it was the right thing to do, right? I'm really into holistic nutrition, you know, trying to minimize you know, if I'm serving something to someone, I want it to be the highest quality. I want it to add to their existence, to their health. So yeah, anyway, that was what, oh, are we I'm getting another call? I'm sorry, you guys. People are calling me like super early, California time. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's the show. I think people are excited about this show.
Maybe.
Speaking of which, if you haven't retweeted, we're giving away free money today. Free money, you guys. All we ask is you retweet the stream, follow Finance Freeman, and Rachel on chain.
Easy money. Yeah, and in fact, I used to work for a plastic company. It's kind of funny.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was a chemical engineer for. But even there was a big push for
sustainability. Yeah, like
recycled plastics. It's just not so cost efficient. You know, a lot of people, if they go look at a supermarket. This is most people, right? Especially now, money's tight, inflation. And you see, you know, 2 batteries and one of them says, hey, we're just new batteries for $5. And the other one's like, we're 80% recycled, but double the cost, you know? And so it doesn't always land with the end consumer. But yeah, I know we're
veering off a little bit. Okay. That we're talking about the crypto market. I want to show you guys a couple things. So Finance Freeman asked me about on-chain media, my creator program, what's going on there. Some of you in the comments, I believe, are in the creator program or just so active in the community and producing, like you're like practically creators. I actually philosophically, I see make aliens great again. I love this. Yeah, philosophically, something I believe is that we are all creators, right? Every day you are getting up and you are creating something with your life, whether it's energy, whether it's providing for your family, whether it's making content. I think everyone's a creator. I think that word, you know, shouldn't be gatekept. I think we're all creators in our own right. So just wanted to share that philosophy. I actually went to art school. I studied art. I you know, majored in fine arts, and that's just always been a part of me. I've always wanted to create, express. And in crypto, I realized projects have a narrative issue, right? Like, or rather, our industry in general has a broader narrative issue. And we need more storytellers. We need more creators, people who are helping to actually show the good builders, the good people doing good things, like Finance Freeman here. I feel like highlighting people's stories, showing the human side of the space, I think we can go a lot further, right? Because what makes the headlines, right? Over the years, SBF, Terra Luna, October 15th, October 10th.
Yeah.
The things that make the headlines induce fear to the general public. And yes, we are it's still the Wild West. We're in an early space, but I believe that the potential this technology has, it's just like something that we can all tap into and benefit from. Like, okay, what other space? Like, I mean, AI is now emerging, so I want to acknowledge that, but I feel like in the crypto space, in the on-chain space, you just need to be right one time. You just need to be right one time, right? It's like, just you make a play, you're right once. You could be wrong many times. All you need is to be right one time. And for me, I'll be honest, you guys. Like I talked about earlier, lean into your strengths. As a trader, I watched Finance Freeman do this Fibonacci chart analysis on my show. And I felt like I was watching like a live art performance, and I really want to learn. I want to go deeper into it and watch more of that kind of content, because I just learned so much from him. But I know for some of us, like, here's what I'd say. If you have the entrepreneurial spirit and you're a builder, I think there's just as much opportunity out there for you. I don't think you have to be like the most like savvy, glued to your screen trader. Like, what I realize is that there are a lot of projects that need help with content, with media, with getting their story out there. So I mean, this happened actually pretty organically. It was something that was just very core to who I am. And I think that's so important, right? Just leaning into what you do. I was actually at ETH Denver. I talked to the CEO and founder of ETH Denver. And, you know, I worked for this guy for like 2 years, adjacent to ETH Denver. That's another story. But I told him, I was like, hey, I started a company on-chain media. I've been doing this since 2024. This is what I do. And he said, oh, you basically made a business around being yourself. Like, that's awesome. And I encourage everyone to do that. Lean into your strengths. I mean, listen, I don't think entrepreneurship is for everyone. I'll be honest. I know people who are perfectly happy in roles, and I've had jobs that I've been like over the moon, like incredible jobs that I've had. But for me, I started to realize back in 2024, like I could really build something here. You know, projects were interested in working with me. If you look here on my website, onchainmedia.org, go ahead and refresh. So I have worked with some of the top brands, Coinbase, Base. They've actually backed us and financially supported us through grants. Jesse was there on day one that I launched my company in San Francisco. I actually have an event coming up with Stand with Crypto. I've been an advocate and part of the US team since 2024. Own the Doge. I've been a part of even longer than I've had this company. I've been an advisor. You see here my little matcha Doge from Japan. I have a Doge plushie somewhere. I go every year with the Own the Doge team. We put on an event called Doge Day to celebrate the birthday of Kabosu. Why is it so important? Doge was, or is rather, one of the most famous internet memes, arguably the most famous dog. We might need to look this up, but something that really changed crypto culture. I mean, if you remember Elon Musk talking about Doge, Saturday Night Live, 2021, that was the first time I looked at crypto. Like, I know this is like such a common story, by the way, but that was the first time I looked at it and said, okay, I think it's time to invest. And Doge was it. Doge was my entry point. So full circle, I like to remember what are my roots? What community did I come up in, and how can I continue to support them? Because I wouldn't be here without the Doge community. Some of my best friends are in there. We go together every year to Japan. I have, by the way, I don't know your take on matcha. Oh, I love you, Cloud Deli. Real quick, this is also like, this is semi-related, but do you like matcha, Finance Freeman? Let's hear it.
My wife likes matcha.
That's a no. That's a no. So I got my matcha double
It's a
shot
woman
espresso.
thing. I think women really like the matcha. I like
Help me out in the comments. You got where is Team Matcha? I'm looking for you guys. We're gonna start Matcha DAO or something.
I mean,
I don't know.
we were at this. We were
Rodney
shopping.
gives me so much shit, by the way. Rodney, like it's a whole thing on our live streams. Rodney will just like be like, Rachel, just go outside and eat grass. You'll get the same.
Oh, he says the same thing. See, yeah, I think we're on the same page.
Oh, he doesn't. He's relentless, man. Anytime I'm drinking my matcha on my stream with Rodney just he like it's hilarious. It cracks me up.
Do you always get them from Starbucks or do you make your own?
Oh, listen, Starbucks is not my go-to. I was pretty limited this morning. Usually, okay, shout out to Black Dot Coffee in Laguna Beach, favorite coffee shop. Found another one too in Laguna Beach that also adds like the holistic, like MCT oil, ghee, like all the crazy superfood stuff. I just discovered them the other day, so I don't know.
Coffee.
Yeah, so I try to go for the ones that add like superfoods and healthy things to it, but I don't know. We're doing like the 5 a.m. like weird schedule for today. All right, Cloud Deli, first member of Matcha DAO in the chat, first recruit. Thank you.
I love matcha. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a country boy.
You're a coffee man.
Yeah, I drink coffee. Give me an energy drink. I
respect that.
like the DAO. That's funny.
Yeah, we're recruiting you guys. Matcha DAO. Anyone in the comments, let me know. But yeah, just to kind of finish the like the projects we've worked with, obviously Base was a massive starting point for us. Believe it or not, on-chain media, I don't know if you know the lore. I'll share a bit of the lore with you real quick. It started as a show called Let's Touch Base, just to bring the Base community together. We did this every week. We were doing Twitter Spaces.
That's a good play. I like that.
I listen. I had this in my mind. Man, it was hard for me to sit with. I was sitting with this for months. I was like, I need a co-host. I want to do this, and so I want to do this with the community. And I was just asking around, like no one was really ready. Then we started with Late Night on Base. You know, Late Night on Base, and kicked off the show. Yeah, kicked off the show with Bill. That went over. Man, I want to say a little under a year. We were doing those shows. Then eventually realized, wait, on-chain media, I think we really have something here with that name because Let's Touch Base is very focused on the Base community. I would have other projects reaching out to me from other chains. We have OKX, World Mobile, several other projects and chains, CoinMarketCap I'm working with. So with all these other projects, I didn't want to like silo myself to just one ecosystem. Base is our home, indefinite, like without a doubt. We love Base. However, I wanted to make on-chain media a more broadly accessible brand, and I feel like it's just approachable to everyone. Like you kind of understand what it is. Matcha got the floor. I'm just seeing the comments. So yeah, to scroll down a little bit, I'll show you guys what we do. We help projects to tell their story, grow their audience, and reach more people. I have now grown a team. We're actually launching a new website where we're going to team all included. So I can just run you guys through really quick. We have scaled quite significantly. In the past 2 years, I now have a team. There's 11 of us on the internal team. So we have our podcast distribution manager, in-house video clipper, videographer. We have several community mods now. I want to say 3 community mods now. And then, I just hired a strategic operations lead who is a creator that has really shown up for our creator program, who's helping with standard operating procedures, getting us organized, and just, getting us ready to continue scaling and getting to the next level. So it's really exciting. It's a very exciting time. I know the market has not been great, but my attitude is just keep building. If you don't have an opportunity in front of you, make one, man. I don't know what else to say. Like you can go to IRL events, shake the hands, network, connect with people. Like there are opportunities out there. You have to, in this market, it's true. You do have to kind of look harder. You have to have more conversations in my experience, but I don't know, Freeman, I'm talking a lot here. So,
I mean, there's never been a better time in the world to have opportunities. Oh, did Rachel drop off? She'll be back. I think she tried to click off and did that. But whenever she comes back, we will get her in. What am I doing? I was trying to switch it to a single, but I seen you clicked off it.
We're back.
You're trying to close it, but there's never been an opportunity in the whole world since existence, okay, to make an opportunity for yourself. Not everybody's an entrepreneur. I agree.
Finance,
But
you froze on me, man.
I
Sorry,
froze?
we honestly, it's like
Am I frozen now?
it's like 7:30 a.m. here. We got this. We got
Guys,
this.
am
We
I
got
frozen? Let me know if I'm frozen.
it.
Can you see me now?
I can see you now. Yeah.
Okay. You know, there's never been a time, if you just look at Twitter, you know, Elon Musk responds to people, all right? And so every person that has a Twitter account has a chance. Now, maybe it's a slim chance, but it's a chance to get the world's first trillionaire to respond.
Trillionaire. We have a trillion.
I mean, it's
How crazy is that?
it's we've never had more opportunity to reach out to everyone. Like I never would have imagined I would have, you know, gotten in touch with Anthony Pompliano, had him come on the channel, have his phone number. You know, I used to watch this dude on CNBC before I was creating content, right? It's just that there is such an opportunity for networking, getting to know people, and posting content right now than we ever have. So yeah, in crypto, we're in a bear market, but you see the teams that are still building.
Yep.
And I honestly look at this as a perfect opportunity because when I came in making content, it was already after Bitcoin was like 30K. So I wasn't making at the Pico bottom and I wasn't making content at the way down.
It's on sale,
So-
man. We all thought, oh, it's too late, but
Right.
little
And
did we
so,
know.
you know, I'm looking forward to this next cycle where I've got people that are just researching crypto coming in and they find Freeman, you know, and they kind of grow up with me through that. And so there's a ton of opportunities. And
There's going to be a Rachel on chain out there who discovers you and then makes a career. Because seriously, Brian Jung, I mean, I have a couple entry points to the space, but finding that YouTube channel, I just started slowly doing the education, learning, and you're growing your audience on not only on X, but YouTube. You have really impressed me, man. You're like the numbers you have. I just want you guys to know the numbers he has on YouTube. That's not easy. That's years of work. That's years of consistency. Like YouTube is a grind, and that's where finance started.
Yeah, YouTube's hard. I will say X I find a lot easier.
Same.
YouTube's a grind.
Are we on YouTube right now?
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
All right, we're a YouTube fan. Okay, I'm seeing the comments.
Yeah,
guys, if you haven't retweeted the stream again, we are doing a $25 giveaway. I'm gonna remind my community. And Taco should be in here. I mean, he was caller number one.
I need to look up who that is.
Oh, you as soon as you see him, you'll see him everywhere. You'll see him everywhere. Should we have him pop in?
I don't have an overlay set up for it. For 3.
All right, we'll set it up for another time. He is Mr. Worldwide, running around to every conference in the world. I don't know how he does it. He was just in like Amsterdam. He's in Singapore, every conference. And hold on,
I want to Denver.
He's always let me show you his and sorry guys, again, this is an early hour for me. I'm trying to collect my thoughts here, but here we go. Ready Player One, Taco. Shout out No Hype. I love that. No Hype. I am gonna hype up Taco a little bit though, because he deserves it. Taco goes to so many events, so many conferences. He is actually officially an on-chain media creator.
Oh, really? Okay.
Very, very connected. I'm going to try to find a piece of media where I could show you, because the next time you go to a conference, you will likely see this man. Let's see.
Is that him with the big beard?
Can't miss him. He has every conference lanyard badge on his, and the bracelets. He
damn neck must hurt.
Can't miss him. It's a whole thing. I told him it's going to become a living, breathing, autonomous being. It's going to become like an AI. And just I don't know. Like there's so many of them.
Yeah, I don't think I met him. I don't think I.
Now that I've shown you, you will meet him. And While I'm at it, I do want to shout out, we have some creators in the On-Chain Media Creator Program. I just want to shout out, well, first of all, shout out our newest team member. Having a strategic operations lead, having your organizer, your operator, someone writing standard operating procedures, getting everything documented, like that is such a crucial role on a team. And like, I had a call with him yesterday and I'm like, angelic choirs, like, yes, this is everything we needed. He is just such a professional. I could go on and on saying kind words about Chris, but we are so happy to have him on the team and to be growing with him. He has experience as a founder, as a creator, just absolutely perfect match for our team. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. We've I got to scroll down quite a bit, or just look at my highlights real quick. Let me see. All right, so Finance Freeman, you were there. You were actually there at the origin of this creator program. You were there day one when we launched it at ETH Denver. You were literally there, day one, homie, supporting. So cohort number one, or season one, number one of the On-Chain Media Creator Program, we had a kickoff event at ETH Denver. Something I realized is that building alone, I don't know. I think it's more fun to build and create with a community, and I wanted to find a way to give back. Now, I have our clients, our sponsors. We have ways to kind of allocate budget towards the creators to support them. And what is one of the top points, pain points as creators, you guys? If you're in the comments, let me know. What's one of the top pain points for creators? If they want to pursue this as a full-time thing and actually get paid gigs, it's the monetization. And the second to monetization is consistency. I've learned. I ask them this all the time. What are your blockers? How can we help? What's stopping you, right? And a lot of people that are building in the creator economy, I'll be transparent, a lot of people have full-time jobs. A lot of people cannot do it until they've reached a point of proper monetization. So my advice to emerging creators, build your brand. If this is something you want to do, build your brand kind of as a side hustle, like get that proof of concept going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people, I mean, but we live in the modern world. It's expensive. You can't really leave that full-time, like bread and butter until you're ready. Right. I reached a point, where I was ready. I was ready to leave my full-time job. On-chain media has been doing well. And I realized, and what a blessing this is, that it feels so crazy to say this because I've worked years of full-time roles, worked in corporate, you name it. I do not have to work a job today. And what a blessing that is. I get to do what I love. I get to create. And now I get to give back to creators. And like, I could almost get emotional talking about this, honestly, because it feels like a blessing. It's like how, like, not only was I able to do the work to make it happen for my company, I now get to help creators like Based All Might here, Jess 4x4, Tammy, Kabir, Dope Oxide, V Dizzle, Chris. And there's so many more, by the way. We have about 40 of us. And it's been growing. I'm looking for more talent. I'm looking for people who are hungry. And we do paid campaigns every week. We get these creators paid. I've noticed in crypto that there is a kind of a culture around like people, I don't know, mass extracting, doing things for free, etc. And I believe in getting people paid. I like to see people win. I like to see people get paid. And I'm trying to, not trying, I am creating a program around this. And this was V1, man. And we got hundreds of applications. I genuinely could not accept everyone. It was, it was experimental for season one. But so back to Chris coming on. Chris is helping me with revamping season 2 of the creator program. So any creators that are interested, there will be an application going out. Spots will be limited. This is like a paid program. You will get paid to create content in this program. And I don't know, I'm a believer in not gatekeeping. I don't have the PvP mentality. Like, if I see other creators doing good things, I want to see them win, like you. I mean, like, that's just, I don't know. That's how we operate at On-Chain Media. And again, I'm just bringing people on who are hungry, who want to show up, who want to support. We We have been working with clients like Ex Machina. If you know, you've kind of seen me diving deeper into DPIN, robotics, AI. Like I'm just experimenting with several different verticals, tying into crypto, of course. But we helped Ex Machina with their TGE campaign. Went incredible. We're reviewing the submissions from the creator videos. We have our On-Chain Media podcast. I'm also an advisor to World Mobile and on the Doge. And again, I feel like I've been rambling for a bit, so I'm going to pause there. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm very passionate about helping creators. And I think there has never been a better time to build your own project and be a creator. It's just like Gary Vee said, right? I saw Gary Vee at a New Day One in LA at the base event last summer. Gary Vee said, there's never been a better time for creators. We have so many tools at our disposal. It's all about how much time are you willing to put in? How much time can you put in? And how much effort are you willing to put in?
Yeah.
It's effort, it's time. Also, I'd say an element of creativity. But if you look on TikTok, there's like some like, I don't know. I'm sorry to say this, but like brain rot, garbage content that goes viral. People make a ton of money and put low effort into things. But the way that me and you operate, right? We value professionalism. We value showing up and giving like journalistic integrity, right? Like education, empowerment. And I'm a firm believer our space needs less influencers and more educators and empowerers. That's the whole vibe with On-Chain Media. That's what I'm building. And yeah, I see some comments, people resonating with that. And
yeah, I mean, if anyone's interested in the creator program, should definitely. It was amazing to see the rented out like a bar or restaurant thing, and there's probably
McDevitt Taco Supply. Shout out to McDevitt.
Yeah, 7,500 people there, maybe more. I don't know, but it was a lot, and I think that. Obviously the consistency you can control, right? Like you've got to be able to put content out, and it's a grind.
It's a full-time job. Yeah, it's like beyond a full-time job would be easier. I'll just be frank.
Like you said, you don't work a job, but you work more today. And
I do, but here's the
enjoyable,
thing. Create the systems to delegate. Because you
follow
Cody Sanchez?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on really quick. This is gonna be one of your. I mean, just judging by your character and what you follow, Cody Sanchez. She does a whole thing around Main Street Millionaire. She does a lot of content around entrepreneurship. I think you would really resonate with her content. Definitely check her out. It's taught me a lot. I've actually done a CEO coaching course with her, and that's the thing. If you
AI can't replace.
Yeah. She talks about something different. We can get into that in another conversation. Like she talks about buying businesses, leveraging like loans to buy like, the businesses that aren't going anywhere with AI, like laundromats, like porter potty company. Like it's things you wouldn't expect that are kind of like underestimated, but they're very needed and they're not going anywhere. Anyway, she has a lot of great advice for aspiring entrepreneurs. I've been really inspired. I look for creators and content that inspire me. And this has definitely I don't know, I'm just going to show like one thing. Your performance is directly shaped by the people you choose to surround yourself with. If you sit within 25 foot of a high performer, if you sit within 25 feet of a high performer, your performance increases by 15%. If you're 25% from a low toxic performer, it decreases by 30%. Effort is contagious. Be intentional about who you let into your circle. And this is just one example, but I have found that I resonate with a lot of the content. I've taken one of her courses, the CEO training course, and learn a lot from this. So
yeah, you definitely are who you surround yourself with.
Amen. Absolutely.
I've learned that definitely. And what I like what you're doing with On-Chain Media is that, I've seen people are very good content creators, but they're just not a businessman or businesswoman, No,
and if you can combine the two, you are going to do great, you guys. Sales, right. Mark Cuban says this, sales cures all. And sales has become like this dirty word, right? Sales is not a dirty word, you guys. You are delivering value You are creating value and building a symbiotic relationship. All it takes is understanding people, listening to what their needs are, their pain points, and figuring out how can I help. When you have that perspective shift, because I feel like a lot of people, okay, there's actually, I have a belief, and sorry, we're getting a little philosophical here. I'm sorry, guys. I think the way we're raised and taught about money, people feel uncomfortable when it comes to going out and pitching themselves or asking for money. Like, we live in a world where, like, I think it actually takes courage, and it actually creates more respect. If you're willing to go out and say, hey, this is what I offer, these are my services, this is how we can help. I would also say having the data, case studies, things to back up to show success metrics, data points, all of that helps. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Again, it's like early pre-matcha time, you guys. But yeah, I'd say just like, don't be afraid to be a business person. I went to art school, right? Something about art school that I learned was you can be a creator, but if you do not have the business savvy or business acumen, it's very difficult to make it. You could be a highly talented creator. You could be a Banksy. If you don't have like the management, the support, or the skill sets of your own, which thankfully, man, I will attribute my successes to doing sales and BD. I've done so many. I have more experience doing business development and sales than I do media. So that combination, it's like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't want to give everyone advice here, tell people what they should do, but if you could even learn a little bit about sales, how to pitch yourself, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I say encourage it. Like, I encourage it.
Say is no. You know, that's something.
And then you're exactly where you are.
Yep.
That's it. And I think fear is a very limiting factor. I think if you're rooted in love and conviction in yourself, it's contagious. Just like, you know, like the post we just read from Cody Sanchez. Crypto is dumb. It's institutionalized. Let's talk about it, Dan. Why do you think crypto is dumb? I don't know. I like hot takes. I like talking about it. Like, honestly, I like to hear what people think. I mean, I'm an optimist. I believe in working hard, even when things are down. Things will come back around, you know?
Yeah. I think that, you know, like, I'm not a fan of MicroStrategy and what they're doing from that sense, but, you know, I don't like Wall Street using debt to buy a BTC, but overall, you know, we are getting into more of a bridge with traditional finance. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think all rails are going to be on chain. You know, we already see it with tokenized stocks. Right now, there's our first real world asset is getting really big, which is actually stable coins. I'm very bullish on that. You know, so everything.
Stable coins, I think, are a huge use case. Like,
oh yeah,
getting I don't know. I think we saw like Walmart, like a lot of. What do you think led to a rate of Fed decision? All right, we're going to come to the comments in a second, but what I want to say is, like, we have seen mainstream companies, organization accepting crypto payments, the stablecoin rails. I think that's a viable path forward. Another thing, we didn't talk about this, DPIN, RWAs, physical real world infrastructure and tangible products. I think why people have gotten burnt out on the space because of the pump and dumps, the scams, the cabals. But I'll tell you one thing. I started advising for World Mobile, which we briefly touched on. I do a weekly show with them. I'm an advisor working on their team. So one thing I'll say is in this work that I'm doing, let me show you guys World Mobile really quick. It's pretty much what I think is a viable path forward for projects that are looking for, okay, what are the pain points in crypto? Revenue, right? Revenue, sustainability, actually being profitable. If you look at the metrics, ecosystem metrics from World Mobile, 3.46 million daily active users. They have all of this transparent on chain. I have a phone plan with World Mobile too, and you actually earn back from your phone plan in crypto. You can stake your earnings. It is the only phone plan that I'm aware of. Fact check me on this. Either the first or the only. I apologize. This time in the morning, I'm forgetting the exact fact there, but this phone plan pays you back. Number one. And number two, they do not sell your data. How cool is that? And many people don't talk about this, but the big cellular companies, basically the monopoly on the big cellular companies, they all sell your data non-consensually. And there are constant lawsuits against them for doing so. So it's just, there's some like shady practices that go on, very like, big brotherish stuff with our phone plans, and our data is being bought and sold by these giants. World Mobile, I got on it, got a plan, no hesitation. I was like, oh, cool. I can have a phone plan that's like not selling my data, because our data is valuable, you guys. Our data is very valuable. There's a whole space called data entrepreneurship. I have a podcast on it. You could literally get paid for driving around your car with a product called Demo, if you guys know Demo. I don't know. I think that our data is valuable. Oh, let's see. All right. I'm seeing some comments really quick. I prefer to build on Algorand.
Yeah, this guys, we're going to be going live in about 2 hours. It'll be a separate live stream. We're going to be covering the FOMC. We're going to be live streaming Kevin Warsh and his Fed decision. Odds are no rate cuts, but we're going to be wanting to listen to the tone, how he comes in. Inflation's been high, but the Iran conflict looks like it's resolved, knock on wood, and so inflation should come down. I prefer build on Algorand, no forking. Yeah, I like Algo. And
one of the first projects I heard of was Algorand. They've been around forever. Yeah. Actually, had a former colleague that went on to do a pretty high senior role there.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of cool stuff. I worked with them for a while, and then they went through a restructuring, and they're supposed to come back Q3. But they're a really good project, and they've been. Google came out and a couple other entities came out complimenting them on their quantum proof blockchain. And so, yeah, like you said here, leader in quantum security. And so, Rachel, I want to pivot a little bit, because when I first found you, I associated.
There's a lot more to unpack. Yes.
Right. I associated you all with Base. I've seen a rebrand with On-Chain Media. It used to be more blue like Base, and now it looks more generalized. But I do want to dive into Base, because Base is a chain that, I have a passion for, but I also had a disagreement with them fundamentally. And
we can talk about it, man. Yeah. I've been building since 2024. Ask me anything. But I will say, I like to lead with gratitude, right? Because I think everything in life, we can take away lessons, we can take away gratitude. If it wasn't for Base, I wouldn't have my core community, my core friends, like people I've built with over the years since 2024. Jesse Pollock himself sat down with me in person in San Francisco and supported the first day I launched my company. Like I'll show you guys my screen really quick. And you had I want to start with the gratitude, and then we'll talk about
at On-Chain Summit. You had a room there. You're doing a lot of interviews.
Oh yeah, I was I've been part of the On-Chain Summit team for several years. I've been part of their media crew. I ran all of their spaces with Quigley, and I ran the media room. So, all right, we're gonna go to highlights. Here we go. Sorry guys, I've been very active on X. I gotta dig. I apologize. Oh man, we did a 24-hour live stream too with Pizza DAO. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh my
God, dude, that changed me. Like that was like I didn't know I could do that much on that little sleep, but we rocked it, man. Brave Browser, ENS, Stand with Crypto, got a lot of support. Thousands of people tuning in from around the world, and On-Chain Media made this happen. 24 hours of programming, and check this out, Finance Freeman, nothing broke for 24 hours. Anyway, I still am baffled that we made it happen. It's one of like the greatest, I would say, accomplishments in my career. I like can't believe we did such a technical lift on this to connect people around the world. But shout out to Pizza DAO. Just wanted to shout them out really quick. So yeah, scrolling down a little bit, I want to show you guys the first day I started my company, On-Chain Media. This is 2024. And again, I did not have a playbook. I had no idea what this would be. but I just had a feeling, and I feel like as a founder, even as an individual, you got to go with your gut and your intuition. I just had a feeling about this. I talked to my videographer, who, by the way, was here taking this photo. I talked to my videographer. I was like, dude, what do you think about on-chain media as a media company? And we've been working together for years. We've been full-time colleagues. You know, he's formerly Nike, Emmy Award winning. Like, he's somebody who won't bullshit me and will be like yes or no, if it's a good idea or not.
It's important.
I asked him, you know, just for raw feedback, like, hey, on-chain media, what do you think? Here's my vision. He said, Rachel, I've worked with you for years. That is the first thing you have told me where the light bulb went off, and I see it for you. I feel that's it. So it was everything happened so fast. Like, I knew, okay, this is the first episode, first interview. Jesse was there. A lot of the Coinbase team was there. I've done several interviews with some of the executives since then. This was episode number 001, Jesse's Builder 001. And he sat, man, and he gave the most beautiful testimonial. I want to show you guys really quick, just to show you like that the appreciation from Base from day one, it was always there for us, right? We've gotten funding, we've gotten grants from them, and we wouldn't be who we are without Base. That being said, I think it is important to have a more macro, holistic perspective on crypto. Otherwise, you risk ending up in a silo, right? I love the Base community. I know all of them. I work with all the projects, the people, but also OKX, like CoinMarketCap. There's other projects that I've prioritized, working with, and I want to make sure that they don't feel like it's only Base. So anyway, I haven't said this ever on a stream, but I love Base. That's our home, first and foremost. But I do want to work with a broader range of projects. Like, we started talking with Frax Finance, and I just want to remain versatile in this market. You know, I feel like there's kind of it's a little limited if you're staying on one chain.
Yeah.
I think multi-chain is the way. Even Vitalik said, sorry if this is going to ruffle any feathers, but if you guys saw the post from Vitalik several weeks ago, talking about L2s, like I think just kind of encouraging people to merge around Ethereum. Oh, we got a pizza day attendee. Let's go. Sorry, I'm logging in really quick so I can show you guys a video from day one here. Bear with me one moment. Unless you got Instagram up on your browser. I never use Instagram on my computer.
No, I don't do IG really. I have a personal IG, but I haven't bridged it over to business yet.
All right, I'm gonna show you guys this video in like the jankiest way, but I think we'll get it. So when I first started my company, this was this was something that just really, you know what? How about I send a link to you, Finance? Sorry, we're like building in public here, you guys. This is what we do. All right, so check this out. Got the link. Let's see if any of us can bring this up. Boom, boom, boom. I never use Instagram on desktop, you guys. Let's see. I have faith. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Woo-woo. All right. Day one of on-chain media. This totally blew me away. Got some really kind words from Jesse on starting it. So.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. So let's go ahead and zoom in. This really, really meant a lot to me. Day one of starting, having that support really meant the world. Amen.
And it's not something that requires a massive, amount of complexity. It's like you can onboard your friends, you can onboard your family, you can onboard your partner, you can onboard the makeup artist who you're working with. You can literally onboard anyone. And the tools have finally gotten good enough where you can just send them USDC with a text message. That like kind of usability and accessibility combined with the energy of people like you bringing people on chain. I mean, that's what it's all about. I just have to give you a shout out. People don't know all about Rachel, but Rachel DM'd me, I think on Telegram, maybe like 2 months ago, and she was like, what can I do to help with Base? And I was like, well, there's a lot of different things you can do. You could help with community events. You could, start telling the story of Base. And since that moment, I think I've probably like given Rachel, I've like pointed her in the right direction. I've connected her to a few people. And then she's just gone and like done.
I went to Tokyo.
She went to Tokyo. She taught a conference. She started a talk show on Spaces. She's hosted meetups. She's here. She has a whole like film crew here filming this moment.
Day one.
I mean, that sort of like self-starting energy, that sort of like willingness to just build, like not talk but build. That is, I think, what defines Base, and you are kind of like someone who's embodying that to its fullest. So I'm just super grateful to be here with you.
Yeah, that one. I mean,
Good at
honestly,
it.
watching you guys, it could like seriously just kind of emotional. You don't always get the project founder sitting there giving you like such a rich testimonial. Like my videographer was texting in the back, was like, "Oh my God, this was fantastic content we just got," and so authentic. Jesse sat there and just really expressed gratitude. And I will say, I think the entire market has been going through a weird period, all chains included, I'd say, across the board. But Base is the one where I've always felt like the positivity, the community, people rallying to support each other, that's always resonated with me. I always have loved people and community. I'm not into like the PvP gatekeeping, culture, which I feel like has become prominent in our space, unfortunately. I don't know. I truly want to see everybody win. I think that's what this space was designed for. I mean, realistically, like it's a peer-to-peer way for us to have a path towards more financial sovereignty, right? So I want to see everybody win. However we can do that together. I think we are stronger together. Anyway, again, rambling, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I always thought, I was on Solana and then I found Base, and I thought Base, originally I was mainnet ETH, but I felt Base was had less scammers on it.
Yeah. Authentic, really good people.
Yeah, and I always resonated with that. I never agreed with the coin everything. I didn't think that was going to take off.
Yeah, we've heard that. And the creator coin meta.
Yeah.
So if we want to hear do we want to hear the spicy takes, you guys? Because I mean, let's be frank, there have been a lot of people who really bet on the creator coin meta. That was really, advocated to the community. That, we all saw how that went. Zora jumped ship from Base. And unfortunately, a lot of creators got burned in the process. However, I would say the way I have kind of future-proofed my business and my strategy, and I haven't said this on a live stream. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm feeling like sharing the real stuff with you guys today. Future-proofing means do not marry yourself to a single point of failure. That's it. If you go all in, and I'm sorry to say this, like some people did, and I genuinely actually feel bad because some people put a lot of work in. If you go all in on one thing, right? And that you are not in control of the outcome. You can't control the points of failure. There's another team managing it. You're all in on that. There's a high risk profile there because it's the Wild West. Anything could happen in crypto. So I'd say diversification is key. Also having your own brand, because your own brand is forever, you guys. Like that is yours. No one could take it away from you. You have the IP. So I'd say build something of your own. Always be building something of your own if you can. I know some of us have jobs. It might not be as feasible. Some of us are parents, running families, which by the way, respect to all the crypto dads and moms out there like Finance Freeman. I don't know how you guys do it. Mad respect. So anyway, Base to the world. Yeah, I do love Base. I mean, I've heard Jesse speak and you can tell the genuine passion leading from the front as a founder. I mean, that's what drew me in the beginning. Got to know more people, friends, projects, and I've been in ever since. But, I've worked with projects on Solana. We did some creator campaigns. I've worked with, a little bit more about my background. I actually worked with adjacent to the Ethereum Foundation and through a conference in Tokyo, NedCon. So I've actually organized over 80 events around the world through ambassador programs, hosting my own events. And yeah, throwing a conference. So I've I've had my foot in the Ethereum community for a bit. Came up in ETH Denver, DAO space. Eventually got into podcasting, content creation, and that was it for me. I felt like we need more storytellers, we need more educators, people empowering, and showing people it's possible with the space. So
For sure.
anyway, I know I've said a lot of words. I would love to do more content with you, man. This has been fun.
Yeah, I do want to ask you about a little more about Base real quick.
Let's do it.
You know, with any startup, you know, if you look, Amazon started off selling books. Like you would have books delivered to your house. Now you see what it's evolved into, right? And so Base get going all into the creator meta, creator coins, and that failing, I don't think that's the end of the world. I actually think it's a positive notion that they pivot.
Learned.
That they're pivoting, right? And so right now what we're seeing is through X402 technology and various other technologies that Base has, to leaning more into AI and AI agents, and to become kind of the AI chain, which is right in line with what Vitalik said. He was saying what you mentioned earlier, how, you know, layer twos essentially can't just be scaling solutions, because mainnet Ethereum is able to scale now, the costs are down. And so you kind of have to have a specialty, whether that's AI, whether that's privacy, whatever. And so we're seeing Base make this pivot, which I am behind 100% and agree with, that it should be the AI agent chain. And so I just wanted to get your opinion on, how do you feel about that with the changes on Base, and how do you think the AI meta and, you know, X402 and everything on Base will help it continue to grow? And then hopefully we'll get a big airdrop one day and we'll all be rich from Base coin. But you're on mute, Rachel.
Sorry, we were cooking too hard, you guys. It's been one of those days. So or rather, talking to projects that are building on Base, and I want to say serious projects, right? People who are really paying attention, who are building, who are iterating, who have their finger on the pulse when it comes to AI, X402. It's really being talked about and integrated into just about every serious project that is prioritizing. I mean, let's face it, a lot of people and projects are looking at AI right now. It's booming, right? The crypto space in recent times hasn't been doing so well. So X402 pivoting to more of the agentic economy, I actually think it's a smart play. I appreciate and can respect the projects that are like, you know, for instance, World Mobile. We talked about X402, the agentic economy. We just did a whole live stream on how they're going to be leveraging AI.
So they're on Base, World Mobile?
Yeah, they're on Base.
Okay.
They went from Cardano to Base. I think they still are doing stuff on Cardano. Don't quote me on this, but they definitely have a lot of their core community from Cardano, but they did make the move to Base. So yeah, I'd say it's a combination of Cardano and Base people in the ecosystem. Which, by the way, that is like one of the few projects I've seen. I mean, on-chain media, I've also seen in the bear market be very active, but man, I joined World Mobile and I just had like this sea of like yellow PFPs, like loving on everything I do and like so much support. And during like, it was like when the sentiment was like bottom of the barrel garbage, those communities I think are going to make it. Communities are the ultimate moat, you guys. So anyway, I would say on-chain media has been very active. Thank you to our team. By the way, we are getting close to hitting 1,000 members in our community chat. With your permission, Finance Freeman, if it's okay to share the link to the community chat. You know, I want to spice up this giveaway, you guys. I'm feeling spicy. I'm feeling generous. If we get to 1,000 members, this has been a serious goal of mine for a while, by the way. We've been like teetering like right there. I can't share the link.
Telegram, or what is this? Send
Telegram.
it to me on Telegram.
There you go. So on Telegram, check this out, you guys. I'm also going to comment it. I'm going to leave it everywhere. YouTube, X, and you know, let's spice up the giveaway. I would love to see if we get to 1,000 members, I want to do $100 USDC giveaway because that milestone means so much to us, so much to our community and our team. We've been working on it. And as you know, if you are growing an account organically, if you're growing a community organically, it takes time. I mean, Finance Freeman's been doing it. I mean, mad respect for his YouTube channel and his following. He's grown. We are getting close to 1,000. And yeah, what do we think? Do we think like, I got to figure out how to pick the winner. I think, okay, anyone that joins, I'm going to do a random picker that way. Cause you know, someone could time being the 1,000th member. So I think we'll do a random Twitter picker, or giveaway picker. So we're almost to 1K. I think we need about 15, 16, 17 more, 18 more. So 18 more members. We have hundreds of people tuned into the stream. Yeah, if we get to 18, I'm throwing a hundo out there for some lucky winner today on top of our giveaway. So today is we are giving away really being generous today with this, you guys. If we can hit this goal, I'll keep this running too. I'll keep it running till I don't know, what do we think? 24 hours. I think it's enough time for people to see it and join.
Till we get 1,000. Come on.
We got to run it. We got to run it.
We got over
run it up. Run it up.
We should be able to make that happen.
We can do it. And thank you. And by the way, Finance Freeman, for your communities, for what you're building, I want to encourage my community as well to subscribe, to follow you. Where can I get all the links? I'm subscribed to your YouTube, but just what are you prioritizing?
Honestly, I need to post a link tree. I don't have one. I have an old one, but I haven't updated it. But it's just Finance Freeman on all the platforms. I mean, I have Instagram and TikTok, but TikTok's only like 500 followers, maybe. I don't really
TikTok will throw you in purgatory. By the way, if you don't have notifications set for Finance Freeman, guys, he's given wow, man, you've been crushing it. So consistent on your X, really, man. Like, yeah, I'm so proud of creators that do the consistency follow through. Like seriously, so proud of you, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a grind. I do have a full-time assistant that helps with clips and posting and doing some stuff like that.
What's the size of your team, if you don't mind me asking? You have
just me, my wife, and I have an assistant, a full-time assistant.
I love that.
We're working on getting some clippers, getting a clipping campaign going. But no, I've got a full-time guy that works with me from morning to night, not in person, virtually, but he's absolutely great. I love him. And we have that. My wife helps out with DMs and emails, things like that. And then I do all the content creation and all the business side. Then do have a management team for some deals, but for a lot of the larger partnerships, I handle all those.
So you're primarily like going out and sourcing the deals for like what you do?
No, I've never reached out to anybody. They
wow.
reach out to me. And so they'll reach out and then we talk. Yeah, I've never reached out to anybody.
Referrals are awesome. Oh, wait, we got Chili Pepper in the house. Hold on, we got to talk about it. On-chain summit fam. You already know Chili Pepper.
That's where I met him. He's amazing.
Yeah, and oh my God, I'm so sorry, man. I know that our my on-chain summit experience, like based on Mike was joking. He was like, Rachel, I wish I could have gotten to spend more time with you, but you were like locked in a room doing interviews for hours. I was like, I know, like, but I was emceeing, so it was like the times to like talk to me. It was like I was on stage emceeing, or I was in a room running interviews for like 6-7 hours. So. I apologize. I would have loved to hang out with more people, but I was in, I was on the team doing media. Like I had my things. So, okay. If you guys have not joined the on-chain media community, I'm giving 100 USDC on base away today. We're going to show some love to the base chain. We talked about base a bit. We talked about the future of base. I would love to hear what you guys hear in the comments or think in the comments. Like, I feel like many people, we've watched the phases, the ebbs and flows. Also, can I just say the size of that company, like to run something like that, all of the progress they have made for crypto, for our country, for the United States of America.
What company?
Coinbase and Base.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Coinbase, man, they get a bad. Some people are hard on them about this customer. Dude, I love Coinbase. And Brian Armstrong.
They're not going
appreciate what
anywhere.
he's
They're
doing.
S&P 500. Like they've seriously. Let's go ahead and scroll. I want to show you guys a couple things. Like I've had some moments with them that were really special. I connected with a lot of people on their team. By the way, I do want to send my regards to anyone that was affected by the layoffs at Coinbase. It was a really, really sad day for people that I had. I built relationships with some of these people, and seeing them gone was just pretty. Just it's kind of showing the times we're in, right? Like companies are leaning up. AI is here. There will be less jobs in certain areas. I actually have a chart we can show where where the growth of different job sectors are if you guys are interested. But yeah, I want to show you guys something. Like so much. Oh my God. So much was just focused on Base for I mean, I'm still focused on Base, but I am working with other projects, chains, not exclusively on Base. But yeah, whoops, wrong image. So let's talk about On-Chain Summit. They made this cute little video for me. I'd love to show you guys. Chili Pepper, you might remember this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Base family. Rachel On-Chain.
You just heard the sound of the king of the south.
And then we had the day I launched my company. After that, man, things just really started taking off. I think having the support of a project like Base, Coinbase, I really always put an emphasis on the production too. Like I never wanted to be lazy. My belief is like, if you're going to do something, do it well. Don't half-ass it. Don't show up and like, I don't know. For me, it was like from day one, I hired a videographer. I had my film crew, I had a makeup artist. I had everything prepared, reach out to the outreach to comms for Base and Coinbase. And yeah, we took this production to a really high level. I had a videographer with multiple cinema quality lenses. We still work together to this day. And this was the beginning. We had Waka Flocka on a show. It just led to a lot of incredible things. I couldn't even share it all on this show, man. We've done so much. They invited me to their company offsite. I emceed. I've spoken there twice once about my story and starting On-Chain Media. Once I emceed for an AI hackathon. So anyway, I feel like they've really welcomed me into the fold, treated me like family, and I'm incredibly grateful for them. It's been a journey. This is the day I spoke. The day after they got listed on the S&P 500, I went and I got to go share about my story as being a founder and creator in the ecosystem. It was wild. It was very like surreal. Oh, Jesse got to meet Bodhi, by the way. Okay, I know we talk a lot of smack. Listen, we talk a lot of smack finance. I know you're talking about Empresses. Sorry, Teddy. Right. First of all, Teddy and Bodhi are friends. Let's talk about that. They got to hang out. They're buddies. And Bodhi also got to meet Jesse. And I'm sorry, there's a lot of lore here, but Bodhi he's been confirmed last time I checked to be the only dog with a Base wallet. So Bodhi's on Base, you guys.
Drop the coin.
I haven't dropped the coin. I can't. I don't know. I can't do it. Listen, some people are built for it to manage a coin. Listen. I love you guys. Love you guys. But Bodhi's on Base though. Yeah, I had a lot of other opportunities come up. I've always prioritized PR, doing like activations. I got to do a red carpet event with Tony Robbins, which was really, really kind of crazy. You know Tony Robbins?
Of course.
So yeah, got to meet him. We did this whole PR activation in LA, the Los Angeles Dream Center, which gives back to vulnerable youth, people struggling from recovery, homelessness, you name it. They really help people, and he just went on stage, randomly donated like $1 million, and it was beautiful. It was a very touching experience. I got to talk to him about. Oh, am I off? Doop, doop, doop. Check, check.
Let's see.
Oh, I'm back.
Not sure.
Anywho, so long story short, got to talk to Tony about on-chain media, about crypto. Had a really beautiful discussion. By the way, his eyes lit up when we were talking about crypto. Like he's definitely the man definitely knows a thing or two. Like he was at the Trump coin like dinner or more recent event. So anyway, just so many blessings. And then of course we got Finance Freeman here at our creator program kickoff. And I'll share like maybe 2 or 3 more things. And then, I want to be respectful of everyone's time here, but Finance Freeman got to speak at our event, was one of our biggest supporters, came with our whole squad. If you see here, we had our whole crew right up front at the reserve table, Finance Freeman, Scott, Empress.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got Finance Freeman speaking. I got to find the moment here, but yeah, he came in and you had a very potent statement, and I just wanted to focus on this because this is a core belief of mine, and hopefully you guys can hear this.
Community is what really matters.
Community is what really matters. That I thought that was poignant, and like that's a philosophy I really have. And seeing all of these people like pack out this room to talk about the creator economy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Like I was not expecting this. I threw together this meetup page. I mean, we've done this for a couple years now, but this really was like a packed out. Like I think we fit as many people as we can into the space, basically. So anyway, really grateful that you were there for that experience, Freeman. And yeah, again, there's a lot to cover since then. I mean, I'm doing some media and AI now a little bit as well, dipping my toes in the water. Did a robotics roundtable with Miles Dusher, Ex Machina. So this has been the recent life of on-chain media, Rachel on-chain. And yeah, man, just continuing to show up. The market does what it does, but we continue showing up. And my advice is stay positive, stay optimistic. There are opportunities out there. If you have the victim mentality of like, oh, the market's down, there's nothing I can do. It's not true. You can go out and find opportunities. It might be a little harder, but don't give up. If you really are passionate about this space, if you see a future here, keep showing up. Also learn what you can about AI. I think AI and crypto, we're going to see a lot of those projects merging. We are seeing it already. So just, stay savvy. We are in emerging tech, and I think it's important. Last thing I'll say, this is not really related to crypto, but I wanted to just give a small tribute to Oliver Tree. If you know Oliver Tree.
Yeah, he passed away in a plane crash or something.
Yeah, helicopter crash. So Oliver Tree was he was my favorite artist. We got to have a beautiful meeting on the way back from Tokyo from Doge Day last year.
He was at Doge Day, or
we serendipitously met on the plane on the way back. I could not make this up. I'll show you guys the last thing I'll show, because this has been very near and dear to my heart. I mean, he was my favorite artist. I don't know, like I'm not like that kind of person like with celebrity deaths to like be like, oh my God, but this is somebody I actually had a chance to meet, to have an interaction with. We talked about having him on the podcast, like and it did hit close to home. I mean, his music really inspired me and was just there in a lot of seasons of my life. So this is the last thing I'll show, because it's been pretty viral, like global news. So not necessarily crypto related, but as far as pop culture and news, this has been something pretty crazy. So I did make a video about it. Today we did get some tragic news. Oliver Tree tragically passed away in a helicopter crash. If you know me, if you follow me, Oliver Tree has been my favorite artist for years. So this news definitely hit close to home today. I've actually had the chance of meeting him on a flight back from Tokyo to LA. I've listened to his music for years. It has truly gotten me through some moments in my life. Everybody sing it! He was a one of one. He was like a meme.
Yeah, I never listened to him.
He was a one of one. He didn't care about fitting the mold of every other musician or artist, fitting into any box. He was uniquely himself. I have so much respect for him. Celebrating weirdness and individuality. He was a total absolutely just meme. loved his whole style, persona, just being
Yeah, I've
different.
seen
And
him a lot.
I encourage all of you watching it to just authentically be yourself.
And this end part here, I
live
think
each
this
day to
will
the
resonate
fullest.
with a lot of people.
That's it.
People are gonna shit on you, no matter what. Who cares? You know, people are gonna judge you in life, and I find it's much easier to just be able to take a deep breath, remind yourself who you are, what you do, what you stand for, what you live for. In that moment, we're constantly changing and evolving and growing, and people don't resonate with that version of you at that moment.
Yeah, total legend. You know, a lot of artists. You know, he was very well known. He's very famous. I actually commented on a post from Logan Paul. It's been going pretty crazy. And yeah, I would say that, you know, more uniqueness, weirdness, just being authentically yourself in the world is like such a thing that I feel like we need more of. And
yeah, everybody's trying to impress people or care what people say. I used to tell my wife that all the time. Who cares what people think? Who cares?
Exactly.
You know,
Just
because
be
I
you.
used to always worry about what people think, but then you realize at the end of the day, people only care about themselves. And I mean, at the end of the day, they don't go home thinking about you.
Exactly. Everyone's got their own lives. All you can do, I mean, the thing that really, my takeaway from this, right, is that your legacy will live on beyond like your years on this life. And sorry, we're getting a little like deeply philosophical. I apologize. No, it's a crypto live stream, but your legacy, your words, your philosophies will live on. Show up and do the right thing. Be authentically yourself. You never know who's watching your journey. You never know who's being inspired by it. So just keep showing up. That is why I'm up 5 a.m. Matcha double shot espresso. Because maybe, I don't know, maybe one of you out there needed to hear one of this today.
Never know.
So you never know. I hope that showing up today helped you guys. Again, Matcha DAO, we're doing this, you guys. Matcha Doge, Matcha DAO. Let me know if anyone is Team Matcha. You know, we actually have with a member of the Forbes family, we do have a chat that celebrates Japanese culture. Matcha is a big cornerstone in Japanese culture. And if anyone is vibing, maybe we'll convert Finance Freeman one day, you guys. Who knows?
To matcha, maybe.
Maybe we'll convert it. We gotta talk to the wifey.
Miss Freeman can drink it. I'll
Miss Freeman.
my iced coffee. Well, Rachel, thank you very much for coming on. I know it's very early for you on the West Coast, so thank you very much for coming on,
This
guys.
got me inspired. I'm fired up, man.
It was a lot of fun. If anybody is a creator or interested in becoming a creator, like she said, season 2 of the On-Chain Creator Program is going to be releasing soon. And also join their On-Chain Media Telegram group. Whenever we get to 1,000, giving away an extra $100.
Only 15 people. We're 15 people away. I mean, we could do that, right? Yeah.
So that's great, guys. Yeah, we had about 480 at the peak, guys. So thank you all very much for supporting us. I got to prep for the next live stream. We're going live and probably go live in about an hour for the FOMC, hour and a half for the FOMC meeting, guys. So we got a lot to talk about. But Rachel, thank you very much for coming on. Is there any last words for the Finance Freeman family that you would like to share?
Yes. Last words for the Finance Freeman family, you guys, is show up and support the good ones. What Finance Freeman is doing with educating, with building community, for showing up for all of you guys relentlessly. I mean, he's just ending this live stream and going on another one. That's why I woke up at this time this morning, got ready, showed up, because I know this is a person who relentlessly shows up for others. And definitely give him a follow if you're not tapped in. He provides tremendous value and education. I learned so much from him on our last stream. So if you're not tapped in, or tapped in rather, where Finance Freeman can people connect with you so I can drop some links in my chat?
Yeah, my main stuff's X and YouTube at Finance Freeman. There's a lot of fake pages and stuff. And
oh, yes. A new Finance Freeman just followed me. I saw that. Beware of scams.
Yeah. They normally block the creator so that they don't, so like I don't see them. But yeah, just at Finance Freeman from X, you can find links to everything. But but YouTube and X primarily. YouTube is my focus, I would say more, but X has been a huge thing for my business, honestly. It really
X and Telegram, yeah, absolutely
transformed a lot. Telegram, I just do more one-on-one conversations and stuff.
Mhm.
But, you know, we have a Discord that's been doing good. And
let's talk
even-
about that. I
even
mean,
the
before
bear
we
market-
drop, if there's a link I can share, I can encourage my community to join.
Yeah, I need to make a post. I'll make a post on X. I really, to be honest, I don't promote it. I probably should because it does really well. But yeah, it's a link, a WAP link, so it's like a paywall. It's like less than $2 a day. But we had some pretty good win rates. We had a 10x recently. But more important than like the wins, I think it's just important to be a part of a community. Whether that's my community, your community, somebody good. Find somebody good that you trust, and there's like-minded people in there. I think that's really the best thing because
Supporting each other, no PvP, yeah.
Capitulate at the bottom, emotions. Anytime there's money involved, and crypto is very volatile, there's a lot of emotions involved, and I think you need to be around other people that are going through what you're going through, maybe having similar investment decisions as you know, at the end of the day, always make your own decision, right? But
yeah,
you should definitely, you know, be able to consult people, talk to them. And so that's my goal with the whole Finance Freeman family. But well, Rachel,
you're doing it. And I have good news for you before we drop. You have a new subscriber on your X.
Awesome.
I'm working out the financials right now. So here we go. Live, you guys. I am becoming a Finance Freeman. I do this with people that I really believe in, and it's done. There we go. You have one more subscriber.
You have subscriptions, right? Do you have that?
You know what? I need to figure that out. I've been growing steadily on my account, but yeah, monetization. Let's talk about that maybe on another show. Strategies to that. But yeah, I want to make sure I'm supporting good people like finance, because even though that $5 a month, like that adds up, you know, if you get a good amount of subscribers, I want to just be one person helping to contribute to your success. So yeah, man,
I'll buy matcha with it. I'll give it a try.
Well, I don't want you to waste your $5. Like get yourself, like, how do you take your coffee?
Black
coffee. Okay.
I like my coffee like I like my men.
Okay. Well, HR. HR. But yeah, say hi also to Finance Freeman, wifey. I've seen her on the timeline. She's been always very positive, uplifting. I mean, it makes sense. You know, you guys are I could tell. I haven't met her, but just very positive people. And she supports you and your mission and your goals. And yeah, a lot of respect for her. I haven't met her yet, but she seems like an amazing human being.
Yeah, she was at On-Chain Summit, but we didn't even get a chance to
On-Chain Summit my brain was on.
You were so busy with that
yeah.
interview room and doing everything, but all right. Well, it was wonderful. I'd love to come on with you and Rodney some point. I know y'all do a wonderful show on Saturdays, and so guys, everyone follow Rachel. I love you all. We will be back soon.
Much love. Tell your wife to join our brand new matcha DAO. I'll start a chat. I'm serious, you guys. We need our matcha fam to come together. So yeah, invite. You know what? I'll just create a random link. Let's add her.
Sounds good. All right, Rachel.
All right, much love.
Thank you,
guys.
Bye bye, everyone.
Joining in.